Hey, good morning, guys.
Hi.
Long time no see. Talk, chat.
Be in your presence.
Yes. Happy Saturday. Someone said great prime for a good time, said good weather today. That is absolutely not the case. It's been raining all day yesterday, all day today. And honestly, I thought it wasn't gonna rain for 2 days straight. So I kind of jammed me up. I had some plans to do the yard and stuff, but it is what it is. The ground will be nice and soft when we aerate.
We've got some really great weather, though. You know, as they say, rain, go away.
Doesn't feel like it.
Next week, we're getting those high 60s and 70s. It's going to be nice.
Okay.
You got to kind of, got to let nature do its thing for a little bit. And it's been doing its thing for a lot of it.
Yeah. So. Trying to beat the weather before the crabgrass starts growing because we're running a little behind. No surprise, but the most part of it is that we're doing our lawn and not somebody else.
Behind has been the story of our life lately, but you know what? Getting it done still. Getting it done. Better late than never, right? Although with your lawn, it's you have a certain amount of time. Truly, we can't let that go too long.
Better late than never, but like I said, to get ahead of some of the weeds, you got to get it before it's too late. So, it is what it is.
You're looking very sharp today. I like your hat. Looking
Thank you, Brian.
G'd up from the waist up.
I want to get another one. You guys gotta let me know where Brian got this.
He likes his trucker hats.
I want to get another one. I want to get one to beat up around in, and then I want to get one to keep one that's nice and fancy, when we go someplace nice to be.
Maybe specifically without white in it, if he's using it to beat up around.
Fine. I'll give it that sweet patina.
When I first met him, just FYI, because I know you guys like the behind the scenes, he never wore trucker hats. Never. He was fitted baseball cap, typically backwards all the way. And especially not hats that had like the opening with, like the plastic clip in the back. So
once I started my job, I started wearing snapbacks because that's what they gave me. So, hey, freeze for me.
Yeah.
And I just kind of ran with it.
I like you in some trucker hats.
I guess.
Looking fierce.
You know what? We got to find out. Obviously this thing is old as you know what. But maybe we got to do a Pat Taste Performance trucker hat.
That would go well with my... Oh, I should have wore that for the live today. Arian sent me a little zip up that matches the same orange in this and has their logo on the side. That would match my outfit, actually. If you want to let me borrow it for the next live.
You would look weird with the hat on.
I'm not a hat person. I'm really not. But I'll throw on a good hat, like if I'm outside helping or something like that. And I've gotten good when we do snow removal about wearing a winter hat and being all bundled up. Like there's no caring for your hair then. So, but anyway, I wanted to start out the live by saying we've missed you. We hope in some little way, shape, or form you might have missed us. Do know that we have never stopped thinking about any of you, even though there have been little gaps along the way and hearing from us. I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you for sticking through with us and being here today. And if you catch the playback, this goes for you too, because I'm sure many of you were like, wait, they're going live today? Like, us, it's always like last minute. So I am so appreciative. That although this is Pat Tay's performance, it's both of us. That this is his baby. And so I appreciate that you really stuck through for him and you never gave up. And most importantly, the amount of messages through these last couple of months, it's been quite a few months now. The messages, the love, the just the support, just the how are you guys doing? That means so much. I've always said this little circle of the internet is such a big one.
We had no idea.
Yeah. We had no idea the support, and we don't ask for anything from anyone. So in my book, we don't want the material things. To me in life, it's always about the caring about people and checking on them and knowing how they're doing. I know I've got people on my side that are watching and going to be tuning in this morning. And I have to say, since the moment we found out that anything was changing in our lives with him, the amount of support from especially my village and many of his close friends has been amazing. You know, to the point where at one point my village was just doing so much in regards to supporting us, loving on us.
Had to tell them to stop.
We actually had to tell them, like, please, like we're okay for right now. And you know what their answer was? Too bad. We're still gonna take care of you. I just want to like put this nugget out into the world because I know on the last live, the last video, the Mister had mentioned it. You don't have to give people gifts to show them you care, to show them that you're thinking of them. I know a lot of my village, especially, and his. I mean, even co-workers of his were, let's send you food. Sometimes, most of the time in life, when people are going through something that they've never had to go through before,
I'm a terrible gift receiver.
This was uncharted territory for both of us. It changed our lives this year. Some of the things that you can do, because you know I'm big on like my words of wisdom, some of the things that you can do to help people whose lives have been turned upside down. Everybody's going to say, if you need anything, let us know. And I'm going to tell you right now, when you know anyone, coworker, family member, friend, don't give them if you need anything, let us know. You know what a true village does? It doesn't have to be sending food. It doesn't have to be sending gifts. It doesn't have to be monetary things you have to like spend your money on. Just check on them. Just say, hey, I'm thinking of you. Hey, you were on my mind today. I hope today's a better day. You don't want to assume that what they're going through is minimal. You don't want to assume that they're not, he's had days where, he is usually a bed of positivity. But honestly, when your world is turned upside down, rightfully so, and I got the brunt of most of this, he had rough days. And like to a point where like, I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to see anyone. And you know what? When people are going through things, just respect that. Respect the space they need, but don't forget to check on them. And don't leave it as, if you need anything, let us know. Because honestly, most people are not going to turn around and say, send me this or give me that. We're not those people. So I want to thank all those who just checked, loved on us, gave us space when you knew we needed the space, but never forgot about us. And you're not hurt, because there have been people along the way that are a little hurt that we haven't wanted to get together, wanted to come out of our little circle right now. Like, we've been through a lot. So honestly, don't make someone else going through something difficult be about you. Just love on them. Just check on them. I want to also say, like, I'm very private about my journey with a lot of things. You all know that I've had my ups and downs, like with health related issues. And throughout all of this, I also, in the last couple of months, have had some things going on. And some of you have reached out to say, like, do you need something? I'm thinking of you. And I've been honest with a few of you. You know who you are behind the scenes. Steve Small Engines, I've been communicating with him. We've had a lot on our plate. And I will say, I'm so grateful to the people who not only checked on him, but checked on me too. Because whether it's your wife or your husband who's going through things, just remember this. Whoever had the trauma, you would hope there's someone taking care of them. And it's a lot of work. And I can't tell you, it takes a lot to make me feel hurt inside. And I will say there have been a few people in our lives that literally only check on him. And all I have wanted, because I've been so good to these people for many, many years, all I've ever wanted is for those people to say, thank you for taking such good care of him. do you need anything? Remember, there's always someone on the other side of this taking care of them. So just don't forget, like, there's sometimes two people going through something. And I'm not going to lie, our world changed in January. We've had some real ups and downs to whether he was going to be getting better, whether he was ever going to be going back to his line of work. That did a toll on his mental for quite a while. I mean, this is a man who works 20-hour days, sometimes never stopping, to the point we have to slow him down. And when he was told, like, literally not very long ago, like, ooh, things are not looking good, it was hard for both of us. Because I will tell you this, I am so grateful that I was instilled with good values. My mother was a hardworking woman. There have been people in my life, people we know in the last couple of years, who have said to me, like, basically diminished how successful I am because I'm a woman. And you know what? I say this, my mother worked hard. She worked 2 jobs. She took care of all of us kids. And I will tell you that I'm grateful that I had that role model, because we have not, knock on wood, we haven't been hurting. We haven't been hurting financially from this. We have been such a team.
No. So when we got this news, and I mentioned this in the live stream, and, you know, I'm pretty open about a lot of things because, you know, if someone was open, if anybody was open to us about this, then we could have protected ourselves. You know, we weren't, you know.
No one's ever prepared for something like this.
You know, so
you don't think it's
when I
happening.
made that video and I'm saying, you know, listen, man, I'm getting $154 a week from, you know, disability because there's a gray area. And if we would have did our due diligence research, we could have taken outside insurance, and then we would have been, you know, A-okay. And then, you know, I'm not trying to sound whatever, but like if we had other people to take care of besides ourselves, it would have been some pretty, you know, stressful times, you know, financially. But, you know, we sat down, we crunched numbers, and we figured out what we could do, you know, and she did a phenomenal job. You know, we haven't touched any savings. We did have to touch some mower money, but that was for a new iMac that we didn't have a choice after 9 years. The iMac decided to take, you know, so we had to, you know, little things here and there, you know, working on the car and whatnot. But for the most part, you know, she did a phenomenal job. And, you know, now moving forward, we can't even talk to insurance companies until I get, they don't even want to talk to us. Yeah. No quotes, no, give me a rough idea, nothing. But from talking to other people, from what we understand, it's pennies on the dollars. And the whole purpose of me telling you guys that is that, you know, that you guys should protect yourselves too.
Know what's in your contract.
Yeah.
Do not assume that if you're a union member or you're a teamster or whatever you do for a living, whether you're blue collar, white collar, don't assume. Because so many people think when you go out on some type of disability, they assume, like, I'm going to be covered. Everybody gets covered for disability. Be careful. There are some contracts that say if you haven't been hurt on the job, then you're on your own. And that is in so many blue collar, white collar lines of work. And what I did immediately was get an education. You know, it's funny. You sit there and you think about things like writing wills. Over the last couple of years, he knows I've been very open with him about taking care of if something happens to me. You know, my life insurance policy, things like that. You think to take care of those things.
Well, you're getting up in age and you're older than me. So of course you think of that before me.
No, it's called, I always think of making sure you're going to be okay. I'm aging like a fine wine. I've never felt better. But the bottom line is, you also have to think about, you're all such hardworking people, or you've given your line of work already.
Yes.
What happens if something happens? Yes. And you're still here and you have to provide for yourself, someone else, possibly children. So I already have appointments set. I have a representative. Some jobs have, and this is something I implore you to look into, because don't assume through your line of work that everybody has this. They only work with certain companies. But there's something called third-party disability insurance through a place called AFLAC.
Yeah.
But that's something that your job has to work with. But there are plenty there are plenty other third-party disability insurances that even if you never have to use it, because you hope that you don't, at least that peace of mind is there. But I will tell you this, and we've always been very raw with you and very honest. For those of you who have ever entertained tinkering on the side, having some type of little side hustle, something to make some little extra income, and I don't care what age you're at, I implore you to just start. Just start. Because I will tell you,
if you need it, if you don't,
my side hustle alone, mine, taking this out of it, small engine world out of it, has literally been the reason why. Remember back in December, I said this is going to be the best year yet. It truly still is.
Doesn't feel like it, let me tell you.
I was just about to say, even though it doesn't feel like it, because my side hustle
One hit the reset button.
Never had to stop. I have made it where that can be done virtually, in person, etc. And I will tell you, we are still on stream, maybe a couple steps behind to getting to getting everything tackled so we can get to the next step of some of our hopes and dreams for here, things that he wants, things that I wanted and needed. And that could not have been done, honest to God. And I'm telling him right now, like, if you think it hasn't, you're living a pipe dream. Thank God for my side hustle as well.
I see it.
Because at the end of the day, we are in such a fantastic place. And I will tell you this right now, I keep my work career very personal, private, and I prefer to keep it that way. But I will tell you this, I've been in my career for almost 21 years now. And even he was so surprised throughout this process, the support, the fact that I was able to be here to take care of him and still be okay, still getting a paycheck. That did not come without years of hard work and building up that time. But I'm so grateful. Like I look back now and I'm like, heck, I made some great decisions in my life, career-wise, business-wise. So just really think about the things. I think sometimes we tend to think about the here and now. Like, what do I need in this moment? And we're just at that point where it was like, wow, we didn't think of these things, and now we're thinking of it now. So maybe life does throw garbage at you sometimes and trauma at you sometimes, so that you wake up and you say, like, whew, I need this. I need to get third-party disability. I need to get this. Wow, if there was a tragedy. You know, I've said to a few people, including family members of his, probably back in December, actually, it was funny. I probably jinxed us. I said, I probably, between my career and my side business at some point, could retire him out at some point. And there were certain family members that were like, oh, no, he'll never. No, oh, you can't. No. Guess what? I want to say to those people, I'm doing it, baby.
I don't want to retire.
But the fact is to know that you don't have to be dependent on corporate world, God forbid. Wow. I just want to say to myself, I'm doing the damn thing. So on that note,
so here's a good thing. So Mega brought up unemployment benefits. She handled all of that stuff. I was not well, so I can't speak on a lot of things, and I still can't because I just don't know. My concerns are very different compared to hers.
Yeah, it was when can I get back to working? When can I wrench? When can, all the pertinent questions he had. Here in the States, we have unemployment benefits also. But again, your job has to pay into them, or your union, your Teamsters, whatever you're a part of. Here in the States, typically, unemployment benefits, there's criteria behind it. Quite often it's, did you get injured on the job? Here in New York State, Connecticut, and California, the trio, God, things are expensive here, but we're actually one of three states that doesn't like to shell out the unemployment or the family leave pay. So we have been very fortunate that even not having that and not having the third party disability, we've been able to be fine.
But it would be nicer.
It would. And here's my thing with that. It would have been nicer. And quite honestly, what bothers me and burns my tush the most, there are so many of you, him, also the mister, you've worked your whole life at some of your careers, wrenching, whatever you do. And to know that when push comes to shove, you're not taken care of, that's what stung the most. And you know what? I'm not about to take it in this, this is not a political place. But when I see people in the United States getting a government payout for certain situations, and they haven't worked their whole life like he has, or they truly don't want to be back at work even, and he does. He physically can't be, and he wants to be. And the government's like, sorry, there's nothing there for you. That's what burned my bridge the most. The fact that your hardworking individuals are not taken care of sometimes. That's what bothered me. Mm-hmm. But it was a lesson learned. We learned.
Yes.
And now what do? Just like I told you how to care for people who are going through trauma, you turn around and you do better. Now we know. So next time, you pray there's not a next time. But if there is, I'm going to make sure we're protected and make sure that, you know what?
You did protect us. You did a good job. I cannot.
Well, I'll be honest with you.
A lot more than I would have ever done for her. Like if something would have happened to her, I would have told her all her stuff, like kick rocks. I'm not going to babysit you on and tutor you and stuff. I'm going to go out there and fix a wall. I'm going to go do a different type of stuff.
And that I will say is the difference between how I was raised and how he was raised.
No,
and this is where, guys, I'm a child development expert. Almost 21 years. He's laughing, but it's you know what? It's a harsh reality for him. I was raised, you take care of people, especially the people you love. Again, there's a reason why people in his circle have never checked on me, never said to me, thank you for taking care of this person we love so much. But then you see the comment he just makes, apple tree, you're a product of your environment. No, yes, it is, honey. No. And it's okay. I don't blame you for that. I don't blame you for that. There are certain
things that just like, hold on for a couple of minutes. You'll be all right. You were on me like white on rice, which was like...
Chris, and you know what, Chris? I've gotten to the point in life, certain things, you have to say, don't be upset with your spouse if they are not everything that you hope they would be. They are only a product of how they were raised. No. And the values that you were instilled with. I will tell you this much.
I'm my own individual. Don't even start.
No, because I don't want to get into more things than we need to, but it's not just him who didn't make some of the right decisions throughout this. But all I'm saying to you is just protect yourselves. Protect yourselves. Be knowledgeable. Some of you do small engine repair. That is your hustle. I can promise you then, unless you have something set up for yourself and you're not you're a hobby, you're not a business, you're
an enthusiast.
You're definitely not covered if something happens to you, but you could be. There are ways to ensure that you'll be taken care of. Because think about it, if this is your hustle, this is your bread and butter, this is what pays the bills, and something happens to you, there is definitely, when you're the boss, there's definitely no one helping you out. So just be mindful. But this has been a journey. I know some of you.
It's not over.
It's not. And I will tell you.
But this whole season's a journey too. I mean, you guys are talking about scammers.
Oh.
We have Henry Mows and Blowers stopped by the other day and we were talking to him. We've had, no lie, that weekend, this past weekend, between 9 to 11 people. Mm-hmm. We're talking about in 2 days, 9 to 11 people that have a time and an address locked in. Mm-hmm. All they had to do was show up. And they don't show up.
Yeah.
That was just this season alone. the season alone, we have to be in the 20 to 30 mark, maybe even more. And I've blocked a lot of people because I have no idea what the heck is going on. That's how you burn my bridges, is that I'm not saying you waste my time, but we interact, answer all the questions that are already covered in the ad, but let's do that again. Lock in a time, lock in a date, and you just don't show up. And then we send you a message like, hey, you know, what's going on? Is everything okay? You know, just to say like, hello, remind you. And they read it and they don't even answer. So what is going on? Call me paranoid, call me not. You know, it just doesn't make any sense. And because of that, because nothing's adding up. Nothing is adding up.
There's no rhyme or reason to their behavior.
You know, usually like we've had two people who figured out what we do and asked, you know, let me go to the house and let me check what you have. No problem. Throw up the camera. Let's do a garage sale. Not even doing that because I just don't feel comfortable. It just doesn't. This season is, to me, is very different. And, you know, I can't even say, you know, the COVID years are gone where it was wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, slamming. Now it's like the spring sprint turns into a marathon. And it's like, you know, like you're in a long race, so you slow down. And then when you need to get going, then you're up and going again. You know, that's what it's been. You know, before the spring sprint happened, we were rocking. It was like, what the hell? And so she went out, and you guys seen the picture. She went out on a spending spree. She's like, oh my God, we're gonna be caught with our pants down. We're gonna be caught. And then from there, it went from trickling, drips. And then 2 weekends ago, it was ripping and roaring. Couldn't believe it. And I was telling Henry, and you know, that rototiller video with the concrete on that, somebody driving by bought that as is. Driving by, he says, hey man, I see, you know, I was driving by, you guys are working on equipment. I drive by, you guys are still working on equipment, not as much as out there before, but it's gone because we were selling. And he was like, you know, is that rototiller for sale? And I was like, yeah, you know, it's for sale. I says, you know, we service everything we sell. We just got this in. I says, lo and behold, this thing is covered in concrete. We ordered stuff to, you know, but, you know, we didn't do anything to it. The guy's like, would you sell it as is? I'm like, yeah, started it up. It literally
looked like someone was mixing cement with it. It was awful.
You know, so we started up, fire. Didn't even change the oil. No oil. We were in the middle of just figuring out what the hell happened and what could we do to
and
this
getting
thing.
An education on how to clean it.
You know, and
so I was like, what takes off cement?
Yeah, we paid $70 for it. We paid $70 for it, which is a slamming deal, thinking that it was covered in dirt, you know. And you know, we thought it was such a good deal that we didn't even think to try and just start up, fire before you change your mind, or he changes his price, which happened to her.
Yeah.
Give him the money, start it up, gotta go.
Get him going, get him out of here.
Bring it home. Literally thought this was gonna be the ultimate fix and flip. Wash it. Royal purple oil change, grease everything up, maybe paint the augers with the quick color while everything is apart, and then put it back on and put it up for sale. Because rototillers are always a good sell. And this concrete thing got me so mad. And the guy took it as is for $150. And he says, I was just at Home Depot. And he was like, a rototiller $750. Yeah. My wife is going to do a garden for 1 year. I could live with $150. I'll put it at the curb to prove a point to her. $750, that's steep. That's steep.
Yeah.
So
that was a good payday. But
not a good payday, just a relief.
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. A good payday, because that was not the only piece of equipment he walked away from us with that day, which was great. But I will say this, and I've been trying to say this to the mister for a minute now, probably about a month. I am big on bookkeeping. I track, like, you know, just through, you know, how the years have been. And I will say, we had a better spring last year in the sense of weather. The weather was better sooner. And I tell him this, and I'll tell anyone else this. You have to get into people's psyche sometimes. You guys think like, oh, it's the springtime. I got to be selling. And that's the wish. That's the wish. But the truth is, people literally, especially in this economy, people are not going to buy. People are not going to buy on. Hold on, I'll get back to my thought. People are not going to buy equipment till the very moment it's needed. Because think about it, the weather's been cold. It's been rainy. We're even having now like April, March weather here now in May. Mark my words, for all of you that are saying it's been a week since I sold, 2 weeks, it's been slow, it's been, stagnant. Let's get to the end of May, beginning of June, and you're going to start selling that spring equipment because guess what? People are going to look out and be like, wow, the weather's nice. I got to mow my lawn. I got to do some backpack blowing. I need to till. It's going to happen. It's going to pick up. And I just want to say, JP, we're not that far apart in age at all. Bless your heart. And honestly, what a lucky little girl to have you as a parent. I will tell you what we've always tried to bring to this channel, even if the mister doesn't like it or not. We try to bring you the reality of what we go through. We are no different than anyone else, just working our rear ends off. We would give the shirt off our backs to anyone that we know or don't know. We try to help as much as we can. And we just try to give you some insight to what we go through because you know what? The things that we're going through are not so out of the park from what other people may go through as well. So if we can fall on our face a few times and then realize how to fix it, we want to let you know so that if you fall on your face going through something or through this journey of starting a small engine or any kind of side hobby or just life, we've had a lot of life happening here in this last year. We feel like then our purpose here means something because what is life unless you're helping someone out through your journey, right? So you know what? You're doing sometimes people need to hear, JP, you're doing a great job. We're always here for you.
In one way or form.
In one way, shape, or form. And I have to tell you, people, just so you know, sometimes people just need to know you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. And you know what? You may not be selling equipment how you want to be right now, but I guarantee you're all hustling to get equipment ready. You're doing a great job. You're in the right mindset. Just don't let it get you down that it's not cranking how you... Life is not what you want it to be. It's not a script. But I can tell you right now, the season's just starting. The season is just starting. So give it a chance.
In theory, the spring sprint is over. The first 10 days of spring are a madhouse. And now it's turning into a marathon.
Spring sprint has been what you call it. At the end of the day, you have to change your mindset a little bit. You've always believed it's the first 10 days.
That's the way it's been.
We're in a different economy. The weather has changed everywhere. I mean, I talked to people literally 3 weeks ago, people that I know in Texas, and they were like, we're getting a frost. Texas doesn't get frost in April. The world is changing weather-wise.
The world changes when Mondo starts selling snowblowers in Florida. Then we'll talk about change.
Look at Texas. Look at Texas. You never know. You never know.
Aguan!
Oh, God.
I got a new job away from home and been able to keep up. That is fine. It doesn't matter. As long as you and your family are well. I think you guys also had to move, too. So I know you guys are well. Mm-hmm. You're here to a certain extent.
Thank you sticking around with us.
Be home. That's more important. Mm-hmm. And we'll always catch up. We'll always know where to find us. Drop a comment somewhere, and we will answer as long as YouTube notifies us.
and honestly, I hope the wife is doing well. I know you mentioned her in the comments often. I'm glad. I hope you both are doing well. I want to address a comment that was made throughout one of our videos. It's funny that people.
I don't know. We've been getting a lot of comments. I don't know.
This was like early on when I did one of the videos. I forget which video it was.
Was it your OnlyFans comment?
No, God, no. Oh, that was embarrassing. That's nothing you want. Trust me. Trust me. It's just, I don't think that would work for the career either. I wanted to address shyness, because even the I love you, but you misrepresented who I was. I am by no means, like, the fact that you don't see me as much on the camera has nothing to do with being shy. I have to be honest, if you haven't learned this about me already, I really don't care what anyone thinks of me, in the sense of, oh, she's not as good at doing this, or look at the way she's fixing that machine. Because learning is learning. I know someone made a comment that said, well, just get her on the camera and learning is learning. Guys, I'm an educator. I've been in that field for almost 21 years now. I am the biggest advocate of learning. But I will tell you this. When you are sitting here and you have someone who's going through what he's been going through, I'm handling his business, mine, still my career. Honestly, there's been so many times where I've said to him, just sit there, walk me through the process of fixing X, Y, and Z, and let's just get it moving. I know content-wise, that is not the answer. I know that it should be throw that camera on her every time she's doing something. But I'll be honest with you, there were days that it was just like, just tell me how to fix it. Just get me through. And there were days where he was so frustrated walking me through the process. I'm used to being on the buying end, the selling end. And I've always helped him with fixing when needed. But now he was throwing me in a new role. And it had nothing to do with being embarrassed or shy. I'm hardly either of the two. It had more to do with, like, I've got to get to 6 other things now. Let's just get this fixed. And the patience level to sit there and, let's be honest, filming someone who's not used to fixing something, and they're learning in the process, takes that much longer. I just really, guys, when you're taking care of someone in a health related matter, and there's so much else going on behind the scenes, it was like, let's get this fixed. Teach me how to do it so we can put it up for sale, because now I have to get on to running my side business from the side. So that's really what it boiled down to. It had nothing to do with being shy. Guys, let's be honest. There's always going to be, when I'm fixing something, you could see in comments of videos that I've done, there's always going to be a critic. I expect that. I don't accept unkind or inappropriate comments, in the sense of, like, some of our offer up buddies. And if someone's going to sit there and honestly throw rocks at me because I didn't do something how you would do it, guess what? I commend the men and women who get out and do small engine work, who don't do it as their career, who have not been trained years, who didn't grow up with someone teaching them how to do certain things. So if someone wants to throw rocks at me in a video that I'm trying to fix a piece of equipment, you know what? If that builds you up, do you, girl. Do you, friend. Whoever's throwing the comment my way. Because you know what? At least I'm getting out there and trying. So I told the mister, I said, you know, as hopefully he starts to feel a little bit better, and we can get out there and we can help each other out, I'm happy, because I'm finally starting to, it's only taken, 5 months? I'm finally starting to get in a groove of taking care of him, all the doctor's appointments, the side businesses, still keeping my career up and going and afloat. I want to get out there and do more videos. I will, if you'll have me. But it just was so much. Yes, you are beautiful. It just was a lot. It was a lot to also, and don't forget, when you've got someone you love that's health-wise going through something, you're mentally in a funk. You know, like, I didn't want to bring that to the camera. He would get frustrated with me during some of the repairs, because you know what? He's sitting there not being able to do the things that he always did. So it just, like, you know, at the end of the day, that's not professionally. I don't want to put myself on a camera when we're in that place. But you know, we'll be getting more videos out with me on it. I'm a firm believer. I want it. I want to show people that, you know what, we can all do this. We're just going to be at different levels of the game. That's all. But he knows I'm a firm believer. If I can sell, if I can buy, I could fix. You all can. We can all do this. We just, we'll be at different places at the starting gate. That's all. But yeah, no, I just wanted to explain that because I didn't want anyone to think in any way, shape, or form that I don't believe in learning. I'm not shy. You should never be shy. Just put yourself out there. If people are going to judge you, listen, this goes for everything in life. If someone's going to judge you, or if someone's going to throw rocks, or someone's just going to be a nasty human being, I've even seen it while he's been getting better, the people who would only reach out to him and not me, they're going through something. Those rock kickers, those comment makers, those people who are spiteful. I pray for you. I feel sorry for you. You're going through something. The world shouldn't be such a serious place that we all can't just get along, right? We can't just be good to each other. That's what life's about. Just be good to each other. We say that all the time. Be good to each other. That goes for friends, family, people you barely know. Don't be that person, So put yourself out there. I plan on putting myself out there more, and I'm going to make mistakes. I truly am I'm not, I'm an expert in my field, and I can tell you, and I came home just the other day and I told him, I said, someone came up to me and was like, you are so good at what you do for a living. 21 years. That took a lot of practice. How long have I been helping him to wrench? Not as many years as I would like to say. I perfected the selling. I perfected the buying, I think. So now I'm trying something new. So I need to give myself some grace. It doesn't happen overnight, folks. So at the end of the day, have a few laughs. Life's not that serious. Just be good people, be good to each other. But, at the end of the day, I do believe this season's going to pick up. We've got some pretty raw equipment, and I will take some blame for that. We've had, would you say this is the most trade-ins on equipment that we've ever seen?
You're taking in a lot?
I have a hard time saying no, but some of our equipment trade-ins have not just been like, hey, can you take this off my hands? It's been like, well, if I give you this, what do you have? And can we work something out?
That's what is a trade-in, not they're just selling it to us.
Well, we have had a few people.
They're overvaluing their
everyone's going to
junk. Straight up.
Don't be hurtful. Let's just say very loved. Very loved equipment. You don't want to hurt people's feelings.
But can you imagine, right? Can you imagine someone who just started out or doesn't know what they're doing and they get certain equipment in and it is what it is, right? So just like I'm glad I got sick instead of other people because other people would have passed away. I'm glad that we're getting some of these trade-ins in because these people, somebody else would have gotten royally screwed. And it's bad out there. And I was talking to John, I was talking to James Condon, I was talking to Ken Swellengins about this. We're getting people from Connecticut. We had a guy come from Connecticut buy a lawnmower from us, right? Then we had another guy from Connecticut who owns a business who wanted to buy us out. I think I posted on the community page.
He wanted a price on everything.
He wanted to buy every single piece of equipment that we had. Now, we didn't entertain that thought because we really don't have an issue selling anything right now. So why would I, this guy, he buys and sells too. He has a store. So we have to make a profit and he has to make a profit. So too many people need to make money.
There were too many chiefs and not enough Indians in that deal.
There's no secret here, right? We don't get a lot of free stuff here, so we have to buy a lot of stuff. What we pay for what we have into it varies from each machine, but in the end, we still need to turn a profit. This place doesn't run on fairy dust and, pixie tails,
It's just his good looks.
Yeah, it just doesn't work like that. So we kind of pushed him to the wayside. We had another guy who wanted to just buy regular push mower from us coming from Connecticut, and he wanted a discount. I'm like, no, like we sell these.
And you know the line, I'm traveling from.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
So
I guess your car runs and it'll get you here.
Yeah.
But that's your choice.
Yeah. And
that's your choice.
And I reached out, to people in Connecticut, like James and Kenny, and they just don't have the inventory, and I understand that. But it's insane right now what's going on. But that's why also it doesn't add up. Henry stopped by the other day and he said that Home Depot doesn't have any gas-powered lawnmowers. And I'm like, already? I was there earlier in the week. I kind of paid attention, but I kind of didn't pay attention. So, if it's not, it's gonna happen at this point. It's just a matter if and when. And it's like for the longest time, we weren't buying any equipment. We were going through our project pile because usually we pressure wash the house all year round.
The dreaded project.
So we decided to just pay someone to come do it. And we took everything out so he could do his thing. It was like, holy crap, we do have a lot of stuff. You're right. And I says, you know what? If it doesn't get fixed by X amount of time, see you later, love you, bye. And we've been building a lot of Franken-mowers, but in the sense that nothing cannot be undone. It's factory. The engine may not be original, but your blade adapter is still the same. Your cable is still the same. God forbid something breaks, it's not going to be an issue for you down the line. It's not going to be a mechanical,
Chris, I love you.
Nightmare. So we're yes. We're very finicky about that.
Hold on. It won't leave the screen now.
I don't know why, but I'm hell bent that if we do something to a machine, it should be as close to factory or better as possible.
I hate that he uses the word Franken-mower because I get where it comes from, the term, but I don't feel like the Franken-mowers that he's putting together or having me now put together, and boy, oh boy, that's been a learning process. I don't feel like they're like the ones you typically would see I feel like the Franken-mowers you see people selling on OfferUp and Craigslist and Facebook, they genuinely look like a hodgepodge stitched together. He literally, he knows it's been pieced together, but I feel like a lot of the equipment that we'll put together like that, you just do such a very strategic job in making sure it just flows.
No, because I want people to get a good return on investment. And then God forbid, because it might happen, it's going to happen, something breaks. And then they're not going to be in a situation where I went to my small engine dealer before I got sick. And this guy was cursing out the mechanics. Not the guy, the owner was cursing at the mechanics, was cursing at the machine. Then he called up a guy cursing at the guy. Basically a guy bought a Franken tractor and dropped the tractor over to him because it was having issues. And the mechanic spent a lot of time trying to figure stuff out, and then he just gave up. There's other machines that need to be fixed, and the customer actually stopped by this place to buy a lawn tractor. Didn't work out. Not saying he wasted his time, but they interacted for an extended amount of time. The guy educated him. He walked away, and then he comes back with the POS, and that's something I would never want to tackle because I don't know what I'm doing. And this is like one of the lawnmowers that you took in as a trade-in that this guy was like the cat's meow over, What would someone do if they don't know what they're doing on a simple lawnmower? I believe, to my extent, that the small engine shops really don't tinker on lawnmowers and other pieces of equipment, and we take that in. And this Husqvarna would have drove probably anybody mad because we have experience. All right, I'm going to take a blade adapter off an AYP mower, like a Craftsman, okay? And then we're going to slap that's 10 years newer. We're going to put that on there. And a lawnmower blade from a lawn tractor, because that blade adapter.
You said tractor. I'm sorry. I'm having post-traumatic syndrome.
I told in that video, that blade adapter is discontinued. So I don't know if the guy cut it and then pounded one in, or did he pound out the other one? But that's like it's almost impossible. Yeah. So then I says, all right, we can't do this. We can't sell it because he blew out the original blade adapter. The blade adapter that he hooly-gooly was blown out.
Morning.
So now it's like, all right, well, let's see. What can we do that you could physically buy So he says, all right, let's do the blade adapter from this lawnmower. Let's get a tractor blade in there, because everything else, prices of everything are through the roof. You know, it blows my mind. You know, we ordered a set of blades for a lawn tractor. It's like $60. I'm like, I was buying blades last year for like $10, $12 a pop. And now I was like, holy you know, I'm like, no. So like, we raised our prices in line with everybody else. I'll sound like a broken record, right? Even if I was at my job, I can't walk in and say, hey boss, you know, diesel I just paid $6.19 to fill up Mandingo. Yeah. I need a raise.
Groceries are costing more.
You can't. Doesn't work. I don't know about you. I can't do that. And yes, as a union employee, we get raises every year.
They just don't match the rate of inflation.
They just don't match the rate of inflation. They just don't match the raise of cost of living. So what do you have to do? There are certain things you have control of, and what we have control of is what we have going on here.
Yeah.
So we did raise our prices, number one, because number two also is you don't know what you're capable of if you're not trying, right? So Sunday's video is, I don't care about content. This is just to show you guys of what's going on and how maybe you guys think. Because as soon as we figure something out.
Hi, Wayne.
What's up, guys? Eliminate Performance. I want you guys to say, hey, maybe, you know what? I could try that too. Or maybe inspire you to maybe not do as much as we have, but push a little bit more, right? She took in that terrible trade-in lawnmower. It's going to be on Sunday's video, right? That we repaired rock holes in the deck without welding. Amazing, right? We just sold that lawnmower. I forgot when I put, was it 2 days ago?
As my grandpa would say, she just needed a little paint.
Just needed a little paint. So we repaired it, serviced it, redid the deck, reconditioned the deck, restyled the deck, right? Because we're trying to keep costs
so many reads
down.
It's like the remix.
Yeah, right? We sold that lawnmower for $200. This is a Craftsman push mower.
All of you said what a POS.
Not self-propelled. It did have a Quantum on there, but only people like us value a Quantum. Not the general public does not value a Quantum.
It's like a Ferrari.
But push mower, $200, fully serviced, ready to mow. That is a personal record for us. The only way we could get money like
put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Push mower, not a push mower, is if it had a Honda on it, or was it a Toro SR4? You know, we're talking about a nice higher end lawnmower. A Craftsman push mower is not a higher end lawnmower. But like I said, we would never know that if we didn't try. Toros.
Are you talking about my dream boat again?
Toros are very good to us. So Toro's non-personal pace, we could never crack the two. We could always do 200 self-propelled. We could never crack more than 200. This year, they are flying out the door at 250.
Cracked it.
But I think I don't know if we set a good precedent or a bad precedent. Hear me out on this. The first one that we sold had the side discharge chute included in it. So we had other.
Oh, Simone, thank you for joining.
We had other personal paces with the side discharge chute that weren't selling, for whatever reason. Oh, they were all electric start. We can't sell electric start lawnmowers this year. I have no idea why. We can, but they're just crazy offers.
My theory is not yet. We'll get there with the electric. But I think
we sold one. I'm sorry, we sold one.
I think people are trying to keep the budgets low. And it is what it is.
Yeah, but that's a niche mower.
Like KCB. So KCB here on the island, I'll tell you this. I know a local dealer to where we both work. He's actually struggling to get stuff on the shelves. And as far as pricing, same here. The prices are high, but they're showing stuff on the floors, Casey, here. But if you go on the computers, it's not in stock. Or they're asking for pre-orders. I know Lowe's was even having pre-orders with no determined estimated date of delivery. Who's going to do that? So you have to sit here and wait, see, take a chance you're going to have a piece of equipment? No, thanks. Not on my dime. Mega, I want to address. So you sell all your equipment. Does that mean you no longer fix the machines? No. So here's the thing.
No B word. Enthusiasts. We do repairs. Yes.
We do repairs.
Well, we're selective now because we're limited.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, we're in a different situation now because of, obviously with the mister, and a lot is on me and what he can teach me how to do. Repairs can be a little bit sticky, tricky because, time is usually a factor. Someone wants something back faster. And
I want her to learn.
Yeah.
And that's where we fight, because she rather just have me tell her what to do, and I want her to learn.
And what he doesn't understand.
And then there's times where she wants to learn,
and he's got no patience.
Freaking thing, and let's keep it moving,
Yeah.
So
it's hard.
It's very, very hard. But yes, we are still doing repairs to a certain extent.
Just being a little bit more selective.
Yes.
And not, you know what? You have to also, because I know in the past when we've turned, we've tried not to turn repairs away. You sit there and everything, you think money. It's like, oh, I don't want to turn that away. It's an extra $100 or it's an extra. You do have to sit there and be selective, because then you can work on the next thing and get another machine going, get another machine out. So be selective. The inflation means last year 169 big box mowers, 199 or 219. There is a need for a quality used 125 mower. That's not to disagree with you at all. I agree about where the inflated prices went, and that someone still wants to get a deal on a used mower. But you also have to, and I've stressed this to you all before on lives, whether it's small engines, whether you do remedial work like I do on the side as well. In my side, mine's actually a side business, not a hustle. I don't care what you're doing for extra income on the side. Please know your worth. If your equipment is all the bells and whistles, if your equipment is quality, if you stand behind what you do,
these are push mowers.
Whatever your side hustle is,
$319.
Guys and gals, it's not your problem to know that someone needs something to be the most minimal price possible. People are coming to you to buy equipment because they don't want to pay the price that the box store has. It is not your job to adjust your prices to meet their needs because they can't buy the box store item. Your item is still going to be less than what the box store costs. You're saving them tax. You're saving them time. And at the end of the day, if they want what you have, they're still going to pay your prices. So why should you have to adjust your prices to meet their needs? It's still going to cost them a fraction of the cost of what the box store. I say, if they need cheaper prices, write to your local government and tell them that you need the prices of the box store items to come down if that's the problem. Why should this fall on small business? Bottom line, small business, this is your time to shine. Trust me.
And
know your worth.
So what we've been doing is that we've been trying to, Ken would call it value added, right? So we've been selling lawnmowers with the side discharge chute included, right? To kind of separate us from everybody else. Now, we haven't had to the point where we had to negotiate, but if someone offered us less,
yes,
we would sit there and say, all right, listen, we'll accept that price. We're going to keep the side discharge chute, and then we'll put it on the next machine, right? Because we're paying X amount of dollars for the side discharge chute, but we're charging you this on the machine. And we're using that to try and separate us from other people. And it's been working so far. And we're just keeping up with it. We've been through 6 side discharge chutes, so far. And it's working out well. And that's what we're trying to, besides her, she's ordering grass flaps and back pieces, which is something I've never heard in my entire life. We just sold a lawnmower yesterday that I didn't even get a chance that we needed to paint, just touch up the sides of the deck. The guy paid us the full $250 with the side discharge chute. Didn't even look underneath the lawnmower to make sure everything was copacetic and all there. One pull started it, handing me my money. See you later, love you, bye.
And with
I'm
that,
like, you're killing me, because you have to. The grass flap was like $15 or $13. Then you have the side discharge, that back piece I think was like $25. Then you saw a discharge chute that was like 10, so we're getting $50 more for our mower, but now we're spending more. She's like, well, we got to give a better quality product. And when you're buying a Toro, you want a quality cut. So certain things just can't be missing. And I'm like, no.
Here's my beef. Here's to explain myself here twofold. One, listen, again, I said this when this live began. I've said this, he's even said this on so many lives. We are very blessed. We both have great careers. Right now, his is just on pause. But I have a successful side business. This small engine hobby has been very fruitful to us. I don't care.
But it's fruitful to us because we put a lot into it. It's not easy.
Can I finish my sentence? That's where I was going. Whether it's my side business or this side business, small engines, whatever it is, I don't believe in doing anything half rear end. You go hard or you go home. I scoff at individuals, and I thank you, the individuals who put up equipment that is subpar. You just make it easier for us. Because even a piece of equipment yesterday that he didn't have a chance to either show me how to redo and he didn't get to spray down and repaint, I said to him this: that piece of equipment all day long still looks better than many others that are for sale. We were very honest in taking multiple pictures of the item. So at the end of the day, if they went through all the pictures, they know all the little imperfections. And if they missed it, that's on them. And sure enough, it sold for full price. What I also believe in, if you're going to venture into this business, this hobby, have a few items, a few push mowers, a few self-propelled mowers with different price ranges. Even if you could just have 2 options of push mowers at different price ranges, 2 options of self-propelled. Because what I have found lately is people are shopping on BMW budgets, BMW taste on a high C budget. So at the end of the day, let me tell you, when someone reaches out to us for one of our higher price machines and they say, I'll give you, for example, $150 on a 250 mower, I say, no problem. Thanks for your inquiry, but I can only offer you this other piece of machinery. And it's a push mower instead of a self-propelled. Well, guess what? You're not shopping with the budget that allows you to go for that $250. And we've actually had people turn around and say, you know what? I still want that higher piece of equipment. Fine, deal. At the end of the day, you will win some, you will lose some. But when people are out there in the economy that we are, where inflation is through the roof for brand new machines, and you're offering them different things within their budget, people are going to have to decide, are you going to drive the BMW or do you want to drive the Nissan? At the end of the day, you got to pick one, and don't feel bad about your prices. Bottom line.
Yeah, and we're trying to support our dealer too. Our dealer's banging us over the head for $10 a spark plug. That hurts. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. But what do you do?
But I get they have the overhead.
They're feeling
too.
it. Yeah. And we're feeling it too. So you got to try. We try and spread it out a little bit. It's a little difficult when you're buying $10 a plug to try and price out, other things.
Yeah. So
here's a great example. We had a lawnmower that we got for free. Someone posted up on Facebook Marketplace, grabbed it. Had a chance to be a really nice lawnmower. The value of the wheels, it's an all-wheel drive. It was like, I think it was going to be, I think it was $120 just for the wheels, all 4 wheels. I almost fell off the chair.
Yeah.
Now, knowing what we know, all right, fine. Let's not put those exact wheels on. Let's do a different self-propelled wheel on there. And unfortunately, that has the metal gear on there. So that's a niche wheel. It's not like the plastic ones where the teeth are built into the wheel. You have to pay for those. And we could not. So then we just had to put it up for sale as is. And we ended up selling it. And we sold it. And we got those 2 lawnmowers in as a trade-in. So we just sold the Toro yesterday. I mean, I had a bad deal because I feel like she's putting pressure on me. She's a proud peacock when something goes out the door. So the other day I made a bad decision and I drove about 45 minutes away for a Toro Smart Stone that it's only a year old, and it said it doesn't start. The freaking motor was blown. You get there, there's no oil in it. and there's no oil in it because he blew it out. And then he says, oh yeah, it's still covered under warranty, but they didn't want to take it. I'm like, yeah, because she hit it. So I says, listen, man, you gotta work with me on the price. This thing is junk. And he was like, well, I said it wasn't running. I says, you said it wasn't running. You didn't say you blew up the motor, And so then he was like, well, I have like 40 people who messaged me. And I'm like, well, tell them the motor's blown. So I says, while I'm here, I'll give you the $40. He didn't even want to budge. The bag was like brand new. And I had a Honda sitting on the shelf for at least 2 years waiting for the perfect mower. And I put a Honda on there. Now I'm charging, a stupid price. I'm asking $350 for it. But I just want to see what we could get for it. $250 out the door. We're blowing out these Toros. Let's throw a better motor. Let's throw a Honda on there because
Good morning,
I don't know
TJ.
if I put it on Instagram. Maybe I will. Or I'll put up on the community page. She bought a snowblower. Home run deal. We're going to do a video on it. Rockin' deal. The guy's moving. She asks the famous question.
I love movers.
Famous question. He's selling anything else. The guy pulls out. I've never even heard of this before in my life. A Toro.
Leave it to me.
SR4 super bagger. Not a super recycler.
I hear
super bagger.
Boom, boom.
It's got a Honda on it, personal pace with a blade clutch. How much you want? How much? Oh, just tell me whatever you want to pay. $100. Okay. I'm like, he just sold you a Toro 1028 with power steering, fully loaded to the gills for $140. And you just gave him $100 for a lawnmower. What's wrong with you? That should have been like $50. So we took that home.
I always have a rhyme and reason.
So we took that home, and we didn't know it was running or not because it didn't have gas in it. But the guy had everything serviced. This guy was anal, so we didn't trust him, but we knew it was going to be good. Painted the sides, and for some reason, I felt that I needed to restyle the machine. I painted the wheels black. We had that thing sold, signed, delivered in less than 24 hours. The guy came from Queens.
Price, sweetheart? Price?
400.
Wait, say that for the people in the back.
400.
Who should you trust about small equipment? I think it's me.
This guy came from Queens. We didn't agree to a price, and he showed up. He wanted to negotiate, and we said no.
You don't want to go home empty-handed.
He came from Queens, and he just handed us 4 bills. We had a lot of people offering us $300, $350, and I said, let's just wait. We just put this out. Like, this is something we're missing.
Remember, when equipment says super.
And the difference from me looking at the machine, the difference from an SR4 super bagger to an SR4 super recycler is one, it doesn't have the built-in deck baffles, those triangles. And it also doesn't have that wingtip blade adapter. And it also doesn't have a mulching blade in there. It doesn't have there. It just has a high lift blade. Did we try it out? Absolutely not. The machine was pretty mint, so we just wanted to keep it going.
Keep it moving.
And so that was a pretty good sale.
We never do things half rear end.
No.
We like the whole rear end here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to be inappropriate. When I'm doing a video, you can... there's no half anything.
We can't zoom on the end. Can't zoom in.
You make me lawn says, I agree with Chris partially. There's only so much you can invest.
Yeah.
Listen, bud, I agree with you. I know the mister will make it seem like I'll do everything and anything, but look at like the last one. Okay, so fine, I paid $100 for something we normally pay $50 for, but I said go hard on the pricing. 400 bills. 4 bills, $400. Trust me. When people don't want to pay those box store prices, there's going to be a crowd that wants a little something special.
But if you look at the new SR4s, that's $700.
Jungle Bob,
Craziness,
good to have you, bud. Good to have you here.
We have to go. We have to sell some stuff.
People still not listening to us, still using 87 octane. Listen.
Yes.
Prices have gone up everywhere on everything. Even the ethanol is more expensive over here by us right now. Yeah, champagne on a beer budget. I call it BMW on a high C budget.
I'll get the car warmed up. We have to sell a few things.
Rick says I'd make a great motivational speaker.
Yeah, go ahead. You do that.
So on that note, we do. Chris is
Are we going to be on next week?
Well, we'll talk about that because I don't. We'll always let them then know in advance. We do. I have some sales lined up, some things that we have to pick up and get going. I just want to, on this note, thank all of you for taking the time to be here. I want to leave this in your pocket. Remember, look out for people, check on people. Remember, when someone's going through something traumatic like the Mr. has, there's typically, hopefully, someone, a spouse, a loved one taking care of them. Please check on both people, not just the person going through the trauma. Please respect the fact when people need personal space going through situations like this, that you can still check in, still tell the people you love them without needing or demanding from them. They're going through enough. I want to also wish all those out there who are mamas a happy Mother's Day weekend. My mother, who is no longer with us, I would have loved for you to have met her. She was an angel on earth. Any good habits, morals, values, work ethic, I got from her. And I could not be more grateful. She instilled me with the bones that I need to be a good person in society, a good wife, God willing, a good mother one day. I also want to let you know out there, if, and you know this is a topic that's true and dear to my heart, I have been overwhelmed. We have been overwhelmed with cards, flowers, and just support. Last week was National Infertility Week. Last Sunday was actually Bereavement Mother's Day for those who have been going through IVF, those who have lost children. And tomorrow is not a happy day for every person, every couple out there. Infertility affects 1 in every 8 couples out there, which means there is a likely chance that you know someone who's going through this. You don't have to ask them about children. You don't have to wish them a happy Mother's Day, but just to let them know you're thinking of them. It's taking me a very long time and a few people to tell me, after I saw this village come out last week to say, we love you, we're thinking of you, we know this is a hard time for you. It's the people who don't acknowledge people going through IVF that need to be educated. We are in a world right now, I know NBC News, Channel 12 News by us, they have had a special every morning for the last week. If you are someone who watches the news, they've talked about infertility. If you are someone who's on Facebook, then there have been pop-up ads for the last week and a half about infertility. Google. If you know someone going through infertility and you know this is a hard time of the year, but you don't know what to say to them, Google it. We live in a world where no more am I allowing people to sit there and say that it's a personal topic. They don't know how to approach people. Love on your people. Give them support. Don't tell them your theories on why they're going through infertility. Just say, I'm there for you. I'm thinking of you. And not just at this time of the year, but all year long. My bottom line here, folks, love on people. Be good to people. Work hard. And I just, again, want to thank you again for always being here, supporting us. We have some good things coming your way. And honestly, that couldn't have been without the support of all of you. Those of you who know me well, if anything had happened to this man, I don't know what I would have done. So it has been hard. We're not out of the woods yet. So your support means so much. But know that even while we're going through this, Pate's performance is here for you as well. You're never alone. I always tell you that. I am here for you. He's here for you. If it takes us a little longer to get back to you, just know that it's not because we're ignoring you. But I told you back in December that 2022 is going to be the best year yet for him and I. This is a bump in the road. I feel it in my bones. The village is strong around us. It's going to be the best year yet. So I want to let you know I love you guys. I think you're amazing. Keep doing what you're doing, whatever your side hustle is, and just know that the best days are yet to come. On that note, We'll catch you on the next one. Check out our community posts because that's where we're going to make sure we're letting you know that we're going live when we can go live. And I love you guys. I love y'all. And later.